In today's video, we will be taking a look at the best streaming devices you can buy this year. And as usual, we have the links to all the streaming devices mentioned in the description below. And make sure you like and subscribe for more videos like this. Now, let's go straight to the video. Number 5, Amazon Fire TV Cube. Amazon Fire TV Cube is a bit of an old duck in the streaming market. The main thing that sets it apart is its support for hands-free Alexa control, not needing to use the remote or another Echo speaker, and its built-in infrared blasters. Theoretically, this gives a Fire TV Cube the ability to control your smart devices through Alexa, your legacy devices like AV receivers through their infrared remote ports, and your TV through the HDMI cable. When everything works, it's really cool to tell Alexa to dim your lights, check the weather, change the channel, close your smart blinds, water your lawn, and stream Netflix without lifting a finger. But too often, we are stuck repeating ourselves or having to give up and just change something manually. For its higher price, it's a tough sell. The Roku Ultra costs about the same, or less, and has all the same support for major streaming services. Though Roku's voice search isn't as powerful as Alexa, it's nearly as reliable for finding stuff to watch, and the extra features, like a button to find lost remote and use headphones wirelessly, are too much to pass up. Number 4, Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K with Alexa voice remote. If you are big into Alexa and Amazon Prime Video, the Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K is an excellent budget-friendly choice. It supports 4K, HDR10 and Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos sound, and it ships with an excellent remote control that supports voice searching and control of all your Alexa-compatible devices. The Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K supports all the major streaming options out there, including newer services like Disney+. Amazon has even added support for Apple TV+, catching up to Roku in this crucial area. Our major reason for preferring the Roku Streaming Stick Plus, our next pick, over the Fire TV Stick 4K is Roku's agnostic platform. Though Roku has added significantly more ads over the years, Amazon still highlights its top shows and movies, including rentals you need to pay for, above other services. It's a minor note, but when every streaming stick and service is relatively similar, the little things add up. Still, if you want a streaming stick form factor, a remote, and support for Dolby Vision HDR, this is your best bet. Number 3, Apple TV 4K. Apple waited much longer than competitors to release a 4K and HDR-ready version of the Apple TV, and unsurprisingly, it's a high-end device with a high-end price. The Apple TV 4K supports both HDR10 and Dolby Vision HDR, has access to the most popular streaming services, and includes Apple's TV Plus service and its TV app, which integrates streaming content from multiple services in one spot. As you'd expect, the Apple TV 4K is fast, relatively easy to use, and has a good-looking user interface. The new TV app works well as a one-stop shop for all your streaming needs, though integration relies on competitors like Netflix and Amazon Prime playing nicely with Apple, which is never a given. Making up the gap somewhat is iTunes, which has gotten a full 4K HDR makeover. Most of your existing iTunes purchases are now available in 4K and HDR for no extra charge, and the prices for buying or renting 4K movies on iTunes is also amongst the cheapest in the industry, likely driving the price down for the whole market. It isn't a huge advantage for the Apple TV, though, since iTunes purchases and rentals can also be accessed on Roku devices now, as well as Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K and the Amazon Fire TV Cube. The biggest downside here, besides price, is the touchpad remote. It just isn't as easy to use or as full-featured as Roku's remote. It looks pretty, but it's a tool first and foremost, and it needs to be better. If you have a high-end home theater with a Dolby Vision compatible TV set, the high-end finishes are a good reason to go with the Apple TV over the superior Roku Ultra. But for everyone else, the Roku Ultra is a much better value. Number 2, Roku Streaming Stick Plus. Though streaming sticks have typically been lower-end offerings compared to the full-size streaming boxes, the Roku Streaming Stick Plus is a real exception. It offers 4K and HDR support, though, again, no Dolby Vision, in a stick form factor, and in our test, it was nearly as fast as a full-size Roku Ultra. Though it only works over Wi-Fi, the Stick Plus did just fine streaming HDR and 4K content, comparing well to the Amazon Fire TV Cube, Apple TV 4K, and the Roku Ultra. The antenna is built into the USB power cable, a design Roku claims offers improved reception. The Streaming Stick Plus ships with a remote control that is nearly identical to the Ultras as well, offering voice search and full control over your TV's power and volume. The remote doesn't have a headphone jack, though you can still listen wirelessly with any Roku via your phone and the Roku app. The closest competitor in terms of design and price is Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K, which is a similar form factor and feature set. They're about the same price, whether on or off sale, and mostly we side with Roku due to personal preferences. Though the Fire TV Stick 4K offers Dolby Vision HDR for Dolby Vision compatible TVs and better integration with Alexa, Roku's voice search is also great. And with Apple's streaming service no longer exclusive to Apple devices, there are fewer reasons than ever to go with anything but Roku. Number 1, Roku Ultra. Roku Ultra is the current flagship model and far and away the best option for most people. It supports 4K HDR, though not Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos sound, and every major streaming service, including Apple's own TV app. It was the first non-Apple device to fully support the app, letting you rent or buy movies from Apple just like you would on the Apple TV. Roku's interface has become slightly more cluttered with ads than it used to be, though these are primarily for the Roku Channel, a free ad-supported streaming service that includes mostly basic cable-level movies and TV shows. Otherwise, the interface looks just like it has for the past few years. It's relatively easy to navigate, and Roku makes it even easier with voice control and dedicated buttons on the remote control for 4 major streaming services, typically Netflix and some mix of HBO, Hulu, Sling TV, and a few others. The remote is one of the few places the most recent Ultra that differs from older models, with 2 personal shortcut buttons that can be assigned to whichever apps for streaming content you please. Beyond that, the remote hasn't changed much, which is great news. It's the best remote control you'll get with any media streamer, with clicky buttons that are satisfying to use. It works wirelessly, so you can control the Ultra even if it's behind the TV or in a media cabinet without line of sight. Best of all, the remote has a headphone jack, so you can plug in any old pair of headphones and instantly have a wireless audio for whatever you're streaming. Perfect for late-night binge watching, especially if you share a living space with someone who goes to bed early. Add it up, and there's really no other streaming device that can compete with the Roku. It's fast, easy to use, has the best remote, and it has access to all the best streaming services, including Apple. Outside of people on a tight budget and those with very specific technical needs, the Roku Ultra is your best bet. And a bonus option! Google Chromecast Ultra. The Chromecast Ultra isn't a bad streaming device by any means, and the Google Assistant makes it easy to navigate. It supports a huge array of services thanks to its unique ability to act as a bridge between your phone, tablet, or laptop and your TV. Just stream something on the device, hit the cast icon, and you can send it right to your TV. The Ultra supports 4K, HDR, including Dolby Vision, and Dolby Atmos. But because it lacks a traditional interface and operating system, it acts more like a web browser fetching the content you tell it to. Support can be spotty. As a result, We don't think most people should bother with the Chromecast Ultra unless you need its casting ability and don't want to use less elegant versions of it, such as the screen mirroring function on Roku. It's still a neat feature and makes having a Chromecast a nice backup solution. But for the same price, you get a better all-around streaming gadget from the Roku or Amazon. Thanks for watching, and make sure you click the subscribe button below.